in the Goldberg book, please turn to page 35. And let's chant the 7-limb prayer. Page 35. Gosumgu pegone chatselo ngesham hitu cheti malubu tomenesa ditun tam cheshak Kepagewanam la jeirang korwa maton pardule june dola cheki kolo korwa dang da jengena Janchu Chen Porno. Now turn to page 97. And let's chant the short mandala offering. At the bottom of the page, 97. Saji Perki Jushin metok tamri rablinji nide genpadi sangye jingdu mikte idro kunam dag shin la che parshok jetsun lama dampa kyenam ki kala kenze jujinti jita tsampe duje zima la jab ngecherki Charpawap tu so idam guru ratnamadalakam niryatayami.
Recite 21,000 phrases, maybe. The Rinpoche suggests, Lama Zopa Rinpoche suggests that we recite 100,000, 21,000 phrases in order to remove the obstacles for the retreat. So maybe now from now on, like every class, and we'll recite 21,000 phrases, so then we count. So then we have to report them back to the international office. Then probably they will tell Rinpoche. So number of practice been requested to do here at the center, Kadampa Center. So, and 2 of them are voluntary, but I cannot volunteer for 100,000. Can volunteer for 120,000 phrases. So then we do as a group at the center. Okay, so the 2 other practice. So so it's, but I don't. So I will do, Slow Slide too. So 21 Tara praises, then we do as a group, okay? So, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain how it benefits. It's hard to explain, you know. So, but it benefits. It benefits. But it's hard to explain till you do. Till you do. So it's hard to explain. So, and then also, I think saying prayer is not a very common thing in America, but you know there is a benefit. There's a benefit. Oh, benefit. As the immediate benefit is peace of mind. That's the immediate benefit, peace of mind, and like kind of like joy and not like excitement, joy, kind of like jumping up and down, not that kind of joy, but you know deep down that feel good, feeling good. So that is the body doesn't feel good. When you say feel good, that means you are thinking about mind, no mind. So that feeling is needed. We need it. We need those kind of feelings much as we can. So you know, for mental happiness. So okay. So I'm not going to say much. So you know, there's not much time. So we'll recite C. We'll recite 1 and C, and how much time? So of course, education is more important than reciting prayers. That's for sure. Education. That's number one. Number one. So then, of course, reciting prayers helps. It helps, okay. But there's no, as you can't really explain exactly how it benefits, but it benefits, okay. Yeah. So recite maybe 21 or maybe 1 time. So that's so maybe 12. The 1 time we see time. It's only 7:12. 7 past 12.
In the Gold Prayer Book, please turn to page 191. 191. From your sublime abode at the Potala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times, Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, pay homage. Oh, my prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of Rivers, turban lotus. Homage, she's face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with white races blended. As the 1,000-star collection, homage, golden blue and lotus, water-born and hand-adorned, giving effort come austerities, patience, meditation, her sphere, homage, crown of Tathagatas, action, triumph without limit, relied on my conqueror's children, having reached every perfection, homage, filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the 7 worlds, able to draw forth our beings, homage, worshipped by the All-Lord, Shaka Ane Bamama, by the host of spirits, corpses, Gandhavas, Yakshas, homage with their threat and pay sound, destroying foes' magic diagrams, her free pressing left out right, and blazing in a raging fireplace. Homage to the very destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is sayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart her fingers, adorn her with 3 Jamuja, lightweight masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of with tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all her guardians assemble, shaking, frowning with their home signs, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorned with crescent, moon on ornaments was shining. Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out the light eternal. Homage, she with wreath ablaze like eon denning, fire abiding. Rush that flippant joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage, she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scaling with the letter whom the 7 levels she just conquer. Homage, happy, precious, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana. She endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Hamish with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder. Priests home and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Hamish today with the letter of the shape of syllable whom. Bible sampling 63 rules. Meru Mandara in Vindhya. Hamish holding in her hand the Hermic moon of devil-like form. With Kantara and Pei, totally dispelling poison. Hamish whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor. Armored in our joyful splendor, she dispels their dreams and conflicts. Hamish whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon. With Saisara and Tutare, she dispels the fear contagion. Hamish full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures. Joseph's spirits yakshas and raised corpus supreme ture. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations, thus are 21. Now turn to page 190. So we're going backwards. Let's read the prayer of the benefits. Page 190. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn upon waking and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. And then page, the Refuge and Bodhicitta prayers on page 98.
Thank you very much. Very good. Oh yeah.
Chetan Tsaki Chonam La Janju Padu Dani Kyapsuchi Dagi Chenyengi Pesenamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Drupasho Chetan Tsaki Chonam La Janju Padu Dani Kyapsuchi Dagi Chenyengi Pesenamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Drupasho Chetan Tsaki Chonam La Janju Padu Dani Kyapsuchi Dagi Chenyengi Pesernamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Tupasho.
담바달라 자절로 관계 도전이 손에 따와 담배 뭐지 담배 주는데 제가 고담대로 존즈 고담대로 존즈로 I finish. So what I'm trying to do here is like trying to explain to you section by section in Lamrim teachings. So I think now finish the karma sections. Teaching on karma is done. So now 12 link. 12 link. So when you go, I'm not sure where the wheel of life tanka is hanging now. There. So that's like how you say, for the sake of knowledge, so that's like the expansion of the Four Noble Truth. So it's actually like, as this, Siva Kola means the wheel of life, the wheel of life. So that's how it goes round and round. So like till we do something, this cycle will continuously go round and round, round and round. Never ends, goes round and round. So go 12 link. So that's maybe today and maybe one more class. So I'm going to explain to you 12 links, which is the expansion of Four Noble Truth. Historical Buddha, so Shakyamuni Buddha, so did like 6 years solid meditation under the Bodhi tree. Probably at the beginning, probably according to His Holiness Dalai Lama, probably walk to try to, while he's sitting under the Bodhi trees, what Shakyamuni Buddha is trying to do is like to develop his concentrations, and try to reach the highest level of concentrations, what we call shamatha or samadhi or karma-abiding meditations, 9 stages of karma-abiding meditations. So then you go through that 9 stages. How to place all your mental attention on one single object. So there's 9 different stages. So then from there, probably in the beginning, so then probably did that, so then probably achieve. So then able to keep your mind on one single object long period of time without any distractions. So without any distractions. So now how is the analysis is much more profound than it used to be, because in order to analyze, you cannot keep your mind on one object even like minute, or how you can analyze. So then how is the power of analytical meditations has improved a lot after achieving shamatha karma-abiding meditations, after achieving shine karma-abiding. Why? Because you can keep your mind on one single object long period of time. See. So right now the problem is can concentrate. Even just concentrate, it's like sit 30 seconds, 2 seconds, then after that, so mind gets wanders, like that. So then, eventually, I think probably actualize the wisdom, realizing emptiness, ultimate truth. In that time in India, so everybody there are many different philosophy, different beliefs. They're around before Buddha came into India. They're around there, so different different theory about how to define self. Does self exist or not exist? Does self is like eternal or impermanent or permanent? There's so many different views about that. It already exists before Buddha came to India. So then probably in that time not many people that talks about selflessness. Not many people talk. So then Buddha realized after during the 6 years solid meditation, he realized the ultimate truth. He went beyond conventional truth. He went beyond what we see, not just see, and we believe, and we hold. Then he went beyond that. Then he reached to ultimate truth. So then when he came out of these meditations, then he was enlightened. So then he decided not to talk about his experience 45 days. He think nobody could understand what he experienced. He thought nobody could experience. He felt like he found the nectar as a substitute of Vesadumashis digitabi chushi koyenies substitute vesodumashe basically refers to as the ultimate truth. And he said, I found that spirituality, which is like nectar. I found that. Oh, substitute vesodumashe digitabi chushi koyeni sula teja koa minibes. If I tell some people, nobody gonna understand at all. Nobody gonna understand. Therefore, he just hide it, hid it with himself. So, so then, of course, then like that, he has friends there. He has friends who's like following him. Then about five friends, but it's not the first time he met them before. And they see there's something different in him. There's something different, something like some change, dramatic change in him. So then they requested him to share his experience after 45 days. So then that's the Four Noble Truth was taught. First teachings that was taught, requested by those five friends in Varanasi. It's like south or north, what? Varanasi? Southeast? Northeast? I'm not sure. So doesn't matter. It's in India. Yeah. It's in India, so it's in India. Buddha told, Four Noble Truth, or truth of suffering, truth of the origin of suffering, Four Noble Truth. Dambashi, or you could say for fact, same, four noble fact, or this pretty much same, noble truth of fact. So this is the 12 links, the expansion of that, expansion of Four Noble Truth, for the sake of knowledge, okay, to good to understand, so for expansion of Four Noble Truth. Oh yeah, so just for the sake of knowledge, just there's the first teaching the Buddha taught, Saranath, after 45 days. Like aging, death, all of these are problems. Aging, death, all of these are problems. But like I say, you can overcome. That's why Four Noble Truth has been taught, because there's a way out. See, there's a way out. It's not because of the Four Noble Truths has been taught because there's no way out. It's not like because there's a way out. If somebody out there seeking way out, so that those Four Noble Truth teachings for them. Understand the nature of suffering, understand the nature of sufferings, understand the nature of sufferings. So then, origin, like the cause, those complications, those problems, caused by what? So caused by what? So then, cause. So then, how to stop those causes? How to stop that cause, and how to stop them. So then when you stop them, so there's the cessations. There's the last noble truth. There's cessation, freedom, everlasting freedom. Then you are free now. You are free, not just 1 day, 2 days. You are free forever from all the problems. Therefore, first need to understand the nature of sufferings and what it causes by. Need to understand the cause. So then, then you stop them. So then you reach. Once you stop them, then there's the freedom. And you could say liberation, nirvana, moksha, many different words, but actually it's freedom, and like for good, not for couple of days. So then here, so I'm going to explain. So maybe today and next Wednesday, but now this is section from Lamrim. It's called 12 link, expansion of Four Noble Truth. Okay, this is explained. So last Wednesday, I did talk about death. So then touch a little bit about, the intermediate state. There's like period between death and birth. According to Buddhism, that's called pardo, intermediate state. Pardo. So there's the lifespan of pardo is maximum lifespan of pardo is 49 days, 7 weeks maximum. So then, as I mentioned before, if you are interested about knowing a little more detail about that, then you read a text called Abhidharma Kosha, Treasure of Knowledge, written by Vasubandhu. That's one of the Indian masters. And you read chapter number 3. Chapter number 3, there's detailed information about, realms and the different form of life, desire realm, formula realm, formless realm. There's many different types of realms. So there you can see the like all kind of things, lifespan, the size of the body, all kind of things. Okay, you see there. So this is part of this. It's mentioned there. Very detailed information is there. Ombokunza, Tome dance, Ombokun, Midodin, which is Ombokun, so there's the so the name Pardo, the intermediate state, Pardo, par, between. Par means between. Between what? Between death and birth. That's birth. So there are 49 days. It's not forever, it's 49 days. Maximum life is 49 days. 7 weeks. Every week go through small death. Small death. Every week go through small death. Then comes again, So then out of this 7 week, the fourth week number 4 and the 7 is considered as an important one. Why? More likely that that part will take some form of rebirth. First 4 weeks. If not, then there will be 3 more weeks. Then life is over. So this all for the second knowledge. So then, in the Pardo state, when we are born, so there's a process that everything, all the organs that develop, it takes time. Sequentially. In the Pardo, it happens. All of a sudden, everything happens simultaneously. All the miracle birth. Birth from egg, birth from womb. There's 4 different types of birth. Birth from egg, a birth from womb, then miracle birth. So then, birth from heat. So I'm not sure. Probably scientists will say there will be some kind of eggs. So then it's called birth from heat. There's 4 different types of birth. According to Buddhist cosmology, there's 4 different types of birth. So miracle birth, the Pardo is one of them. All the organs happen simultaneously. It doesn't happen like gradually. It happens right away. Ombokunsan, Tome dance, then that has possess some kind of like miracle power. So it just go through everything. It's like mind. Go to everything. And Tome dance, Tome the Midodin Tizaos. So then live on smell. Can eat gross food because there's no gross body, but there's the body, but it is not like our body. It doesn't need gross food. It smells. So that's why the sur practice is considered as one of the important practice that people do. Sur practice. Then dedicated for them. So now there's like some kind of like colors, what that looks like. So now birth, okay, now birth. Now Pardo is finished. Now birth. Any question about Pardo? Yeah.
For the smell eating and the sewer practice, can they smell any kind of odors, like from a restaurant, or can they smell anything, or does it have to be the special sewer offering? Is there something special about the ingredients of the sewer offering that they can smell it, but they can't smell anything else?
What do you think? No, I don't know. When you give something, you put their name. When you give something, you don't just put on the street. You don't just leave on table, then anybody can take. If you put a name, so then person will get it. So this dedication, that sur practice, there's a practice that you do, then that practice is specifically dedicated for those smell eaters. So I'm not sure like they can smell from pizza or not.
Warm chocolate chip cookie from Apple's.
That's a good question, so I have no answer. So maybe Dr. Brown, answer? Do Pardo smells pizza or not?
Yes.
Yes? Well, then that's good. So then
We like incense better.
yeah, so then America, there's many pizza places. There's many different kind of, Papa John, Domino, there are many. So there's yeah, so I'll think about it. Okay, I don't have answer. Any other question? Oh yeah. How many you believe there's invisible beings? Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, they all need help. So sort of practice, the Pardo is not only one that lives on smell. There's many different, what do you call it, spirit or whatever you call. So there are many different kinds. So so they're probably now birth, okay. Sumba chisi do nyazam jawas, chisi do nyazam jawa. So now first it begins the rebirth or birth is explanation of birth is begin based on the womb birth, okay, womb birth, not miracle birth, womb birth, birth from womb. Nga che, it's called ngal means womb, che means birth, nga che, nga che la suna paye kudra, pame kudra la nyabo cheba tongso. So when times comes, so that then, so they, of course they are looking for rebirth, so they, when times comes, so then they see the parents, or they see parents. So then tell chadangi jugbe fumi semale minawa na ani conversation. Then that's how they take rebirth. That lamri dimbo da, they knew ni junga da, going to some way. No, the three languages simultaneously kunju koven jurim so so these are detailed information is chapter number 3, the text called Abhidharma Kosha in Sanskrit name, in English called Treasure of Knowledge. Chapter number 3, when you read that, then there's detailed information about pardo, death, pardo, lifespan, what it looks like, and all of that, it's detailed information there. Tena kunju kowe jurim samsu duba chena nga shaba te chome je wenja tsingi chichungla jambo tende samla ja. So now a little bit history of this painting that we have there, little bit history about the painting. India, in about thousands of years ago, India has many different kingdoms, many different small kingdoms here, there, many kingdoms. Kingdoms, so they used to send gifts, to impress probably how much wealth I have. You look at my gift or something like that. They exchange gifts for diplomatic meetings and things like that, so they send gift to each other. You uji jabu tagoji jabu Uddayana. There's king called Uddayana, so there's probably lives not in the center of the India, some kind of age like has the age. Not the center. It's not the center. He rules like far away from the center. What do you call? Yeah, that's somewhere at the border. That he rules there. Called Uddayana. That's his name. For Uddayana, Tumbe Kashinje, Siba Kolo Richi, Jilindu Koale, Chushichibe, Raptangshe. So they didn't mention the name who sent this gift to the king who rules near the border called Uddayana. So the kings who is ruling the central part of India, so sent this twirling painting as a gift to that king who ruled near the border called Uddayana. So probably don't know what to send. Then probably went to talk to Shakyamuni Buddha. Then Shakyamuni Buddha suggests to send this 12-link painting to that king. Siva Koli Reti is, so there's like 10 like painting that now Tanga. Kilindu Kuali Choshi Chebe Raptang. So then when the king received that painting, so then this painting, here in the West, people like art. You go to a museum, they have different art. So I'm not like for Tibetan, when we go there, it's really nothing, So like you don't see any significance. Doesn't mean that then Western people, when you go there, you have so much to look. So we have nothing to look. So, but anyway, any art. Probably kind of like express something. So this painting, particularly, this painting also has meaning. It's not just painting. So then when the king look at that painting, and he kind of like, it kind of makes him think more deep about life, his life of people that he rules, and he has it kind of makes him think a little bit deeper. So that's exactly what the painting the Buddha suggests to grow, people to grow and think, to use their intelligence to liberate themselves from, problems or from samsara. So then that helps that king very much, had like to look at the life differently, and thinking more about not just killing people, destroying some other countries, and he's more thinking about how to free. Now he's more thinking about freedom of himself, all the people he rules, freedom from sufferings. That's what he's thinking more about that. So that helps him greatly. But it's not here. So some other books is not here. So if you're reading, so you don't see there. So that is not here, but some other books that says so. Tene gishi pujung we tende la lojong zejing di guni chibu chungu la tisu sungje teya joshi shutaba soji chitu ne tende yangla chunji goni kunju kowe nimik kor the cycle the cycle of death and birth and aging and sicknesses, all of that goes round and round, round and round. When you look at the very beginning of the 12 link, that's called ignorance. Ignorance. You see the painting, there's one person has arrow in her eye, her or he, her eye, I'm not sure. And persons that blind because there's arrow inside the ear, not ear, sorry, eye, is blind. This is ignorance. Oh. So because of that, so then the second. Because of second, then the third. Then there's all that follows. Then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, then the ninth, 10, then just go again like that. Never ends. So why is important? Why is important to study 12 links? Why is important to study 12 links? For Noble Truth. If you are seeking liberations, so this is very important. This is very important. This is the teachings that are taught by someone who discovered the path that lead to liberations. Now, if you are seeking liberation, if you are seeking freedom from sufferings, so this is very important. This is important. 12 links teachings, very important. So need to understand why this goes round and round. Disturbing thought, or you could say klesha, afflicted mind. Nyumong means downfall of all the disturbing thought, Nyumong Junam, Malu, each and every one. Due to wrong view. That's one way to say. The text that composed by Indian master called Chandakirti, entering into the middle way, name of the text. Talks about emptiness. That's the beginning of the text, or somewhere in that text. Need to understand all this all this drawback of disturbing thought due to view that's wrong view, refers to ignorance. To see that due to wrong view, then all the downfall of disturbing mind, so then cause sufferings. Not because somebody else decide you are going to suffer or you are not going to suffer, not like that, because of that. Then the text that's composed by Lama Tsongkhapa prays to interdependent. According to that text, what it says, Jigden Kuba Chinipa, Tia Tsawa Marize, Jigden Kuba Chinipa, all the problems in the world, in the universe, what is the root of all the problems? It's ignorance. How you can overcome, how you can free, how you can free. If you see interdependent. Then interdependent. There's gross and subtle. Gross, because of seed, things grow. Because of seed, mango grows. Not because somebody decides, okay, mango is going to grow. No, because of the seed. Then the seed, how does it correspond with the proper causes, proper conditions, the sun, the water, then whatever that needs to grow. When it meets with all those conditions, then it grows. Because first you have to have seed. Without seed, all the proper conditions around, mango will not grow because there's no seed. That's how the mango grows, because of seed. So similarly here, all the problem is the root or seed of all the problem is ignorance. So so that's that's the kind of like why the ignorance in the very out of 12 link, number 1 is ignorance. Why? Because everything, all the rest of 11 all is related to the root. Because of that, then everything's coming because of that. That's the first one. Okay, so now, what do you think? All the problems coming from where? It's coming from thought. Need to think. Problem. Oh, I'm not happy. I'm this. That somebody criticized me, or like we all have problems. We all have we are not happy all the time, are we? So we sometimes I'm not happy. Because there's many problems every day. Problems. Problem with the society, with the family, with the friend, with job, with country, with other countries. Many problems. Due to what? I think that if we are seeking freedom from our problems, this is something that we need to think. Not because the body, when you, there's problem also related to the body, but there's more problem that nothing to do with the body. There's more problem that's nothing to do with the body. It's nothing to do with the eye, there's nothing to do with the ear, it's nothing to do with the nose, it's nothing to do with the mouth, it's nothing to do with the body. There are tons of problems, there's nothing to do with that. So how about those problems? Coming from where? Something to think about. So in the text it says all the problems due to ignorance. Is that true? Ignorance. Is that true? Jigden Kuba means Kuba means something, undesirable things. Jigden Kuba chineba tizawa marites. Tizawa root is ignorance. So need to think. So now if you think, okay, maybe due to our mind or thought, because of that, life become more complicated. Life become more complicated because of thought. What kind of thought? Mm. Mm. Because of my anger, nobody likes me. Because of my anger, and that's, I fight all the time. No, people hardly say, oh, because of my compassion, nobody likes me. Do you hear? I don't think so. Or because of my kindness, people don't like me. You don't hear that. Because I'm being nice, that's why people don't like me. You don't hear that. Oh. Mm. When you get angry, then what happened? When you get angry, then what happened? Then everything changed. Everything changed. Even your friend, the view of your friend changed from honey to lemon. See, your whole view changed. Do we analyze? We don't analyze. We don't analyze. When you see, and that also scientists said, some scientists, like some psychologists, very famous psychologists, who's like His Holiness Dalai Lama friend, he's been treating people. He said that time 90% is projected. 90% is projected. 10% there, but 90% is projected. Projected. That happened every single thing that happened. So there's like, there are thoughts. There's positive thoughts, there's like disturbing thoughts. So if you believe, oh, because of disturbing thought, all the problems. So that disturbing thought is deeply rooted into ignorance. His Holiness said, this is important. His Holiness said, when there are some problems, sometimes you feel, oh, I'm suffering so much, so like sometimes you overwhelm. His Holiness said, that moment, if you think about universal compassions, bodhicitta, kind of ease you a little bit. Then after that, when you think about how is the ultimate truth, when once you start to analyze, oh, who is overwhelming, when you start to analyze, then that, it's like almost feel like everything become like empty. Everything become empty. Everything be like same like quantum physics. Quantum physics. They analyze matter. Oh, what is this? They analyze. Then they like the particle. Then like atoms. Then what is called tiniest one? What's the name of the tiniest one? Photon, electron, whatever you call. Then you can't divide because it's too tiny. Conclusion is not there's it's nothing. No, it's nothing. That conclusion should not be nothing. Conclusion should be something very subtle. So that's science. The quantum physics analyze on matters, physical things. Buddhist science analyze on self, notion of self, analyze notion of self. Then His Holiness said, when you think about it, whenever you're overwhelmed by some kind of problems, when you think about bodhicitta, and like the Mahakaruna, great compassion, kind of ease. Then after that, when you try to analyze, who is so upset by all this circumstance, who is doing, then it becomes like nothing. It becomes like, same like, oh, this is so beautiful according to science, so beautiful. Analyze, it becomes what photon, whatever they call, then come there, nothing. Same, analyzing self. Who is overwhelming by all this problem? Analyze. Because ignorance. Okay, so ignorance. So now all the problem due to disturbing thought or afflictions. So now need to understand what are those afflictions, how they rise. So kunjo kowe jurin samba, so kunjo kowe jurin samba, okay? So that's why this 12 link teachings for. Then kunjung kowe nimik. Nimik means kunjung refers to the second noble truth. Kunjung is the origin of all the problems. Origin of all the problems. Kunjung. What's in there? What's in there? There's like karma. When you look in deep into the second noble truth, what is there? There's karma, actions, and there's afflicted mind, nimong, leda nimong. Oh. That's what the origin of. Origin is afflicted mind and karma. That's where these two things are in the second noble truth. Origin of suffering. Origin, when you look deep, there's karma and there's afflicted mind. Nothing else. There's no. Your neighbor is not there. Your neighbor. Our president is not there. Our president is not there. There's like karma and afflicted mind. Oh, that's origin of suffering. Oh, nimi saba. So now, so you remember last Sunday what I said? We all have desires according to Shantideva's guide to Buddhist life. Shantideva, Master Shantideva. Dunga tordu semeja dunga nila ngomba jus. Dunga tordu semeja. Do we ever analyze what is the cause of problems? What is the cause of problems? Yeah, when it comes down on the computer, people knows what is causes, why computer is not running. They can fix. They look what they look for the problems. Where it's coming from, then they fix. Same here. Same thing. When there's a problem, what do you look? You look for the cause. You look for the cause. What is caused by. We are very good at doing that on the material things, but not very good at doing that on our mind. Dunga torde semeja. This is very important. Shantideva said around 3rd century, 7th century. I'm not sure. There's books already been written around 7th centuries. Now it's 21st century. So their books have been already written there long time ago. So in that book, Shantideva said, Dunga torde semejans. So this is all links. This all link. It's all like puzzle. It's all like it's part of the puzzle, Dunga torde semejans. We all have desire or mindset or desire. Shantideva said, we all have desire or mindset to overcome from difficulties, problems. That's right. That's what everybody has. You have, Tibetan has, monk has, nun has. Everybody has desire to overcome from suffering. Everybody. Whether you believe in religion, not believe in religion, doesn't matter. Everybody has desire to overcome from difficulties. That's the fact. There's the first line. Dunga tode sim yue jans. Even though you have desire or mindset or wish to overcome from difficulties, dunga nila ngomba jus. So now, second line is very interesting. Dunga nila ngomba jus. You deliberately go for sufferings. Second line. They're saying something. Shantideva was saying something. When you ask yourself, do you deliberately go to something you see there's a problem? I don't think so. Then what is trying to say? The question is, what is the cause? What is the cause of suffering? What is the cause? Do we analyze what's the cause? If you understand the cause of sufferings, then you don't go. This is what it means. Cause. We create the cause. We create the cause. We wish, we have mindset, we have desire, we have wish to overcome from suffering, but we deliberately create the cause for sufferings. Does it make sense? So that's why sometimes I said we have to remember not just like to achieve happiness, we have to remember how we destroyed our peace of mind, how we destroyed that, how we destroyed our peace of mind, how we destroy our happiness. Also that's also important to think about. Not always achieve happiness. We have to think about how we destroyed. Yeah, we destroyed our happiness like our enemy. Yeah, that's Shantideva said. We destroyed our happiness like our enemy. So this all link. You think I believe this is going to bring more happiness, or I believe my anger will bring me something, my jealousy will bring something, my criticism will bring something, my toughness will bring something. Wrong. If you think my compassion will bring happiness, that's correct. If you think my kindness will bring happiness, that's correct. So that's what Shantideva means. You deliberately go for suffering, not like suffering is the result. We don't deliberately go to result, but what we do, we create the cause for result. We create the cause. Oh, very important to understand. Very important. Very important to understand. Very important to understand. Like just pause and analyze. When you about to get into argument, watch your mind. What are you about to do? What's your mind? What's your mind? Especially talk about politics. Talk about politics. Or getting upset with the TV. The poor TV don't talk. There's no need to show news. And like, so see the mindset. See mind. What kind of mind what kind of mindset makes people upset? What kind of mindset makes you upset? What kind of mindset makes people upset? So that's okay. That's the first one, ignorance. Not knowing that kunju kowe jurim sambas. It's very, very important to do analytical meditation on Fourth Noble Truth, especially the second one, and do the analytical meditations. Nature of suffering, origin of suffering. This everything that I said, so probably not here, so I just said it. So in here, kunju kowe nimi sambade. Tembe salu jambe do so diebe dijus. Because of this happened. Because of this happened. Because of anger, you lose your peace of mind. Because of anger, you get destroyed. Because of kindness, you've been loved. Because of anger, you have not been loved. Because of kindness, because of compassion, because of warm-hearted, you've been loved, you've been missed, you've been praised, all of that. Because of cause, then the result. Because of this and that happened. This happened because of this and that happened. This refers to cause, then that refers to result. So then because of ignorance, then the actions, then say something, physically do something, verbally say something, mentally plan something negative. Then how there will be happiness? There will be no happiness. Even though you have desire to be happy, you have desire to be happy, but there will be no happiness because of that. So there's nothing wrong with the desire. Desire is already there. So because of that, now that refers to second link. First one, ignorance, then out of that, so then actions. Verbal action, physical action, mental actions. So then, these are the three cause. First, ignorance, then the second one's actions. So then where those actions, the minute we create actions, the second moment it turns into tendencies. Where the tendency goes, it goes on the consciousness, which will continue. It's like soil. so many seeds been planted there, their soil will continue. When the proper conditions gather, their seed will grow. Whether it's positive or negative, it will ripen. It will ripen. So there's no first 3 cause. No, there's like 6 cause and 6 result. 12 link, there's 6 cause and 6 result. So then that's the first 3 cause. Ignorance, then you create no. So if you can see, then you bounce here, you hit your nose, you hit everywhere, you can see. Similar here, the fundamental, how you say, ignorance is like that, okay? Share up da meba sunwala maribe kansam chola mi da yoba mariba da rivers nongo ti mumba ti mumba longa ta bushiko ti mumba longa ta bushiko. The first the painting is like the blind is put it there. They symbolize ignorance. Tela lendela mumba da tekona ni mumba nize. Then there's like in that blind picture refers to 2 types of ignorance. 2 types of ignorance. One, somebody else. Then there are people probably. There are a number of people. Probably believes. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you do good things. Doesn't matter if you do bad things. Doesn't matter. There's no cause and conditions. There's no causalities. There's no causality. And maybe what you say. Maybe everything's random. Everything's random. That's like ignorance of causalities, ignorance of causalities. So that's the first one. The second one, the second one is more subtle, and not knowing as interdependent or subtle interdependent, especially refers to subtle interdependent, not knowing subtle interdependent. So, you all of you can read, and I think the Western people like to read. So please read about emptiness. Read about emptiness and think what you think. Please think what you think. Just think, if you think, there's something that will probably cut the root of all this problem, then please put effort to understand, Just think, okay. So basically, emptiness teachings, word emptiness probably means nothing much. With this English word, in Tibetan called Tongbanyi, it makes perfect sense. It doesn't refer to any you don't get idea of nothingness. When you say emptiness, if you get idea of nothingness, that's nihilism. That's not good. That's not good. So that's nihilism. So just read and think about, think that really helps me to overcome from all the problems. So basically, emptiness teaching, what is pointing out, what this emptiness teaching is pointing out the notion of self that we have, everybody, regardless, believer, non-believer, Christian, Buddhist, we all have I, we all say I. That notion of self needs to be analyzed. Needs to be analyzed. How you define self? We do say, I do say, I am not happy. But how you define I? First place, how you define I? Before you say I'm not happy, how you define I? So that notion of self needs to be analyzed. Don't just believe. Need to analyze. Don't just believe. Need to analyze the self. So that meditation. So that's the whole point of teaching of emptiness. The whole point is to need to analyze the notion of self. Oh yeah. What else? The ignorance two types. One is like ignorance of causality. One is like ignorance of now the how you say, identifying true self. True self. Identifying not true self. I shouldn't say true self. Should say and identifying the self. Identifying self. Is it just mere, or is it solid? If it's solid, then what is it? What is it? Is it hand or eye or head? What is it? It is solid. Or is it just idea? It's just idea. Or is it just imputed, merely imputed on this aggregate? Aggregate. It's just merely imputed on this aggregate. And who are you before you are named? Before you are named? Before you are giving name? Before you are giving name, when you're born, maybe say 1 month, or maybe right after birth, who are you? Before name has been given to you, who are you? Or somebody called Gelek. So then you become Gelek. It's not like you are Gelek right from the beginning. You are not Gelek from right from the beginning. And then somebody call you Gelek, in my case called Gelek, so then I become Gelek, so then people call me Gelek, and when they see, then they see Gelek. Before that, who are you? Well, you can't say nothing, but there's something's moving there. So before your name was given, who are you? There's like, need to analyze. Need to analyze. Then how about when you are in the mother's womb? When you not all your organs to develop, who are you there or what? Before all the organs develop. So now scientists did before nobody sees. Now you see. Now you see before only reaching the text how all these organs grow. This text it explains like Dagushaju 9 months 10 days. The text explains nobody knows now because all the technology people knows. Now they see how they grow, what you call, there's even name you will know. There's different stages, names. You know, the very beginning it doesn't look like human. What it looks like some kind of like round thing. There's no head, there's nothing. Are you there or you are not there? So then slowly grow, so then you know, like, so at that time, do you ever feel like I am hungry? I'm pretty sure that you feel I'm hungry or not. In order to feel I'm hungry, do you have to say? I don't think you have to say. You can feel. At that time, if you are saying I, so need to analyze. Okay, just throwing some. I'm just saying this. No, need to analyze. Need to analyze. Analyze. So. No, like how to define self, how to define self. You know, so much modern science did so much research on the matters, analyze everything, or beautiful, or so attached, analyze small atom. Where's the object of attachment? None. Where's the object of attachment? None. That's been done, but inside. Who is analyzing, who is observing, who is analyzing that, you know, in ancient texts. So many books have been written how to analyze that. So that's emptiness. I think you should read. People like to read here, you know, even though you don't like to say prayers, but you like to read, so then it's okay. So if you don't like to say prayer, there's nothing wrong. You like to read, then read about emptiness, the teaching, read, and think there is something that helps you to overcome. Or there's something that deeper understanding of that teaching will cut root of my problem. Just analyze, just think. Okay. All this. So then out of like 12 links, or first one, ignorance, two types, ignorance of causality, ignorance of, you know, like ultimate truth. Then, you know, the second one is actions. actions. That's like origin, not just actions. Without thought, action is useless. You know, it's useless. With thought, disturbing thought, then action produce something. So that action produce based on the actions. Is the act of compassion produce happiness. Act of anger produce more problems. That's actions. So then those actions, when the actions be created, then second immediately after that tunes to tendency, that goes on to the consciousness. Then that goes life after life, unless you purify them. So then I will stop here. So now time is over. So then out of 12 links, maybe first 3 courses finished. Okay, first 3 courses done. So then maybe next Wednesday, maybe talk about 6 courses. If there's more time, so then another 3 courses. So then that completes the 12 links. Then maybe some kind of review. Maybe next Wednesday review before we jump into 4th course, 4th link.
Okay, well, not next Wednesday, but 2 weeks from now. Because next Wednesday we're off.
Maybe after 2 eons.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, very good. Yeah. So then that's good. Holidays, good things.
In the Gold Prayer Book, turn to page 263. Read the final Lamrim dedication. From my 2 collections, vast as space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for great lengths of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teaching for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted boundless peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. Even this graded path to enlightenment completed, to do the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their sons, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes effort to act in accordance with the 10-fold Mahayana virtuous practices, may he always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. I'll turn to page, 244 and 245, and read the short, long life prayers. First for His Holiness. Karira we korwe shinkam de pendande wa malu shwene chere sigwan tenzing gyatso yi jape site bardu tenju chi jonu iya na wang shortu avatar tsembara sopa lo sange wa de ton le pelcho jasho kengyo lama soa de Tupsu chan jin jang gung gewe Tenzin kyong pewe kunze do po tse Chok sum kurwe le mun tu du Padok so du je gun du jap ten shok Om tare tu re soha. 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 Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha.
Oh yeah, thank you. Good night.